Hello, hello, and welcome back as I shovel another antiquarian's guts off the lawn and into a jejune jug, far from the joyless jungles of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And yeah, Anna Kravinoff has succumbed to the blight from a spitter, much like good old Bruce Wayne, who met his end against an overgrown spitter as well. Gotta say, feeling like maybe those guys are a little OP. But, you know, there's guts everywhere, and it's basically like All Saints' Day up at the old Hamlet right now. You know, the day after Halloween, the day that you spend peeling toilet paper out of trees and scraping eggs off of your car windows. Pretty much exactly like that, except instead of, you know, toilet paper and eggs, we've got coiled loops of intestine and chunks of splattered pancreas. Honestly, though, you know, who actually cleans up toilet paper the day after Halloween? Do you? I don't. I usually just leave it and wait for it to rain, and then that shit pretty much takes care of itself. Which is weird because it's the stuff that normally takes care of shit. It's an old switcheroo. But I digress. We can't do the same thing with Anna Kravinoff's shattered organs. We're going to actually have to take the shovel and scrape those off the ground because, one, they won't dissolve in the rain, and two, if you leave them lying around, they're going to attract possums, and nobody wants possums hanging around. They're just awful. Hateful little beasts. They're filthy and smelly and they're so angry. Hate possums. Yeah, you heard it. I'm calling. That's it. I'm putting you on blast, possums. I hate possums. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am a possum. I'm a possum bigot, and I'm racist against possums. Like, Pete, that's racist, dog. I'd be like, yes, I know. I just openly said I was racist against possums, and I don't care who knows. They're filthy little disease-ridden urchins, and I don't care that the world knows. Don't care. Fucking possum. I'll fucking kill a possum. And in fact, I have killed many possums. I am an old farm boy. Killing possums, that's a thing you do. Yep. We, when I was actually very young, lived out in the country, and we used to have to burn our trash. And we did so in a big 55-gallon drum barrel. And while I tell this story, I'm just going to do a little looking around to see what's available. Anyway, we used to burn our garbage in like a big 55-gallon jug. Or 55-gallon barrel, and a lot of times possums, it was near a tree, and possums would, like, fall into the barrel. And so we used to kill possums by just throwing trash in on top of them, setting them on fire, and watching them burn. I mean, we didn't sit there and watch. We just kind of left them. We got some interesting trinkets here. Another sacred scroll, which is really good. Long veteran mission, though. Man, I don't know if we got the soup for that. If there was a boss at the end, I would take the A-team, and I am kind of looking for an A-team mission here. I'm thinking maybe we go kill the hag. The blasphemous vial is also really good. Bonus accuracy to range skills, which is pretty much every skill he has. Bonus stun skill chance, bonus blight skill chance. The only drawback, he does take additional stress damage. Or she, rather, because the plague doctor is a lady. I mean, we could get to blasphemous vial twice if we wanted to go absolutely insane and do a long veteran mission. I'd really rather take the hag out, though. If I'm going to bring out the old A-team here, if I'm going to roll out the big guns, I want to roll them out to good purpose. I think we roll out the big guns here. I really do. Let's do it. I'm taking Wade Wilson. We're grabbing old Mercedes Knight. And we could be looking at a couple troopers at the end of this who are, in fact, highest rank, which is a little risky. You know, maybe we skip Wade Wilson. I'm just spitballing here, but he's actually going to be really bad against the hag because he has no attacks that hit the 4th position. That's a pretty significant problem. I think we definitely take Catherine Bishop. We need somebody who can hit position 4. You know, Electra Nachios is that someone. She is rank 3. We're going to have to spend quite a bit of cash, though, getting her buffed up. Alternatively, we could also take our bounty hunter or Steve Rogers. I mean, any of these guys would be pretty good. It's just we would require... We'd have to spend a lot of money to really crank them up. If I'm going to spend the cash, I think I would rather spend it on a Gravedigger. And then we need a power healer here. I'm thinking probably a Jean Grey or a Diana Prince. We really are going to need a turbo healer for when somebody goes into pot, we want them coming out of the pot in basically tip-top shape. And yeah, we do have a disease on Catherine Bishop, but that disease is the rabies, and oh, we're going to hang on to those. Let's go with Jean Grey on this one. All right, so who needs upgrades then? That's our team. We do have a few people who are going to need upgrades. Let's go get those out of the way. All right, Electra, ugh, she needs arms and armor. This is going to cost a fortune, but It's got to be done. We definitely need to upgrade her to rank 3 at a minimum. And you're good, right? Yeah, Mercedes Knight is good. We got to get some more cash, though, because we're going to have to... as much as I hate to say this, we are going to have to upgrade Squirrel Girl at some point. We're going to have to get her up to snuff. Mary Walker is sorted. Jean Grey is on the mission. Bishop. All right, so Jean actually is good. Let's make sure everybody's skills are totally sorted as well. Looking solid there. Catherine Bishop also looks good. Let's take a look at Electra. Electra probably needs some upgrades. No, actually, surprisingly, she's totally sorted. I'm legitimately shocked by that, and I'm sure Catherine Bishop is probably lined out. Yeah, okay, so everybody's good. We're ready to do some damage here, ready to work. Let's go down, get to the embarkation point, go bash the hag. First off, we're going to get our trinket situation taken care of, so let's unequip every trinket. Open the old trinket panel and figure out how we want to roll with this. So the Arbalest. Bonus damage if in position 4. Your heals are shit, and you don't heal for shit while using it. I'm not a huge fan of that. That's terrible. Not good for you. Pointless. 8 accuracy plus 2% crit penalty to dodge. Yeah, I'll roll with that. Book of Sanity is just all around good. A Sun Ring is actually already also pretty good. Bonus accuracy, which we kind of need. Yeah, let's go with it. I'm comfortable with this. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. Now, we could go with some of the Arbalest only items, but move resistance, plus 1% crit, plus 30% heal skills, with a power healer on board here, like old Jean Grey is going to be. I'm not really sure that the bonus is going to be necessary. I think we're going to have the healing fully covered. Profane Scroll's pretty good. Bonus, it would be really good for like a forward combat kind of Vestal, and that is a valid build if you do the combat Vestal. They're quite strong, in fact. But I think I'm going to go with something a little more conventional. We'll take a slight penalty to HP and big penalty, just big bonuses to our overall aggregate healing. I think that's going to keep us in good shape. Let's find something for now. You know what? Let's load up Mercedes Knight here first, because for Mercedes Knight, we're going to want to go with just all of the damage. So, Dismas's head, yeah, I think we got to do it. It's a huge damage boost, just huge. And then we probably want to go with something else. I'm thinking that maybe it's just damage. I don't really want to tank our dodge. Can we do more plus damage without tanking our dodge? Because it doesn't look like it. Do we have something that's like positional? You get a bunch of dodge if you're in first position or something, or a bunch of... Guess not. Accuracy is... And you know what? Let's just take the dodge penalty. We still have bonus dodge total. Or, well, I mean a relatively good dodge. 21. Yeah, damn. Okay. That's going to be... I mean, that's a big bonus damage. We're looking at extra 40% damage. Mercedes Knight's going to be hitting like a truck. She's going to be hitting like a train on the... Actually, she's going to be hitting like a truck that's strapped to the back of a train. She's going to be hitting hard and fast and low. She'll come at you like a wrecking ball. Don't need bonus stress damage. We'd like to get some extra bonus damage for Electra as well. Or bonus crit would also be good. Either of those things would work. Damage versus Eldritch. And the Hag I don't believe is Eldritch in nature. Penalty to speed for bonus to range skills. Not really interested in that. Wow, we don't have any Gravedigger only items? Seriously? Alright, well, we don't need that. I mean, is there literally... And we almost have no trinkets that even are useful for you, do we? Damage against Unholy, Bleed skill chance. Do we have something that could maybe give you Blight skill chance? That would be useful. You can take -1 party speed to reduce our chance of being surprised. That's not terrifically bad. I don't want to give you bonus accuracy at the expense of dodge, because dodging is really important. Let's take the Book of Sanity, just to keep your stress low. Bonus healed received is actually not terrible. The Ancestor Scroll might not be a bad idea. Giving you bonus trap, disarm, and... You know, Electra, the one thing she's got going for, she knows how to walk face first into a trap. I don't really think we need any additional trap find or disarm. Man, there's just really... We don't really have anything useful for a Grave Robber to use. Our Grave Robber selection of trinkets is poor. It's quite awful. Debuff resist. You know, a Blight skill chance might not be bad. Plus 20% Blight. Let's go with the Blight Stone. It's good enough. They've got some blight attacks. She can throw them. We'll make it work. Electric can poison those sighs of hers before she stabs them into a man's face. Probably should have done that before she tried to cure Daredevil, now that I think about it. Although, I mean, she was sort of in love with Daredevil. They got a love-hate thing going on here. 4 shovels seems good. Let's take 2 anti-venoms, 1 bandage, 1 medicinal herb, 1 key, 1 holy water, and then the rest is going to be tortured. You'd be like, Pete, you're coming at this kind of underprepared. And you know what? You're not wrong. Let's take some more food. I'm going to go with 20 food, but the nice thing about these missions, when you're going in after a boss...
Arcane practices.
Yes, arcane practices like going after a boss, the Ancestor. Thank you for interrupting me. But when you're going in after a boss, you can always tell where they're going to be, because they're always in the room that's furthest from the room that you begin in. So, you can kind of afford to skimp on some supplies, simply because if all you're interested in doing is bashing the boss, you just go straight to him and bash him. And then, once that's done, if you have resources left over, you can always circle back and fight more. There's nothing stopping you from doing a little backtracking. Holy shit, this is a lot of combat. So the hag's definitely going to be here. There's nowhere else she could be. There's nowhere further away. Actually, she could be here or here, either one. But we got a lot. All right, so we got a lot of fighting to do. Let's get started. It's a long road to hoe, and there's probably possums in these woods. I'm not going to hate possums. Seriously, my loathing for possums can't be expressed. They're just nasty, hateful, filthy little balls of disease. They got really sharp teeth. Their bones are also really sharp. I mean, they're dangerous. If you ever run over a possum, it can also puncture your tire. We definitely probably should have... Yeah, we should have brought an Eldritch bonus. A bonus against something Eldritch against these guys. All right, please throw a knife into that madman. I really don't want to be taking any more stress damage. Stress damage is going to be a very significant problem for us. 14 damage and a big old bleed. Didn't quite get it home, but that guy does have fatal damage. 2 hit points. Remaining, he's got a 3 hit point bleed. Holy shit, we took a fuckload of stress off of that. Stress is going to be a pretty serious problem for us. We got to kill this Doomsayer. I know we've got marked and not really a power tank, but we do have a power healer. These groping swipes are going to get mad bonus damage on us as long as we are marked, but I trust Jean Grey to be able to overheal that damage. Rend the marked. Yep, see, so Jean Grey we can easily keep pace with this. That guy drops dead. And now it's up to us to just start doing the damage that we need to do. So let's whip old dagger here. 4. Yeah, would have definitely liked to have seen more than 4. Let's get a mark on one of these guys. And we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have Mercedes Knight start working over this guy in the front. We can't hit him with a bleed attack. We're gonna have to start working this guy in the front because the rest of our troopers are not exceptionally good at hitting that first position. Big old critical heal from Jean Grey and a little much needed stress relief. There's another Rend the Mark, undoing the stress that we just got, and okay. Once this mark goes away, we'll be in considerably better shape. Keep throwing knives at this guy, Electra. Not quite nachos, is still got a long row to hoe. Here comes another Rend the Mark. Mercedes Knight with some sweet dodges though. She's getting it done in the dodge department. Probably should have gone for the heal there. I was hoping we might get a little more mileage out of that on a marked target with the sniper shot. Didn't really work out, but we shouldn't be in any danger of having Mercedes get her bionic arm torn off and then having her skull beaten in with her own bionic arm. I mean, that's the kind of humiliating thing you would expect to happen to a member of Heroes for Hire. Well, the arm is looking a little loose, actually, at this. Okay. 4 more damage for Electra, but that's the exactly kind of thing you would expect a Hero for Hire to have happen to them. To have their arm torn off and then be beaten to death with their own arm. It just seems appropriate. That's their caliber level of power. Apart from the stress, we came out of this one okay. Mercedes Knight really did pile up quite a bit of the work and the worry here. Electra with a nice kill. We could use a critical here for some cheap stress relief, Mercedes. No. All right. So we had almost no stress coming into that fight. We're walking out with 63. We did pick up a pointless abomination trinket and a couple heirlooms as well. And now I'm beginning to get a little bit concerned.
Carelessness will find no
Anybody else would have been fine. The stress on our... okay. So we're probably looking at a freak out here, and there's really probably not much we can do about it. We're going to try and kill the big guy last. There's no way we're going to take him down with 51 hit points. We have no chance of immediately taking him out. Huge knife shot. Electra not quite nachos dealing some swift damage there. Somebody else taking a critical for a change, which is nice, because for once, our stressed out unit didn't actually wind up with a bunch of stress. Jean Grey is going to be able to heal herself pretty naturally. I don't think we really need to concentrate on that. She's almost back to fully patched up. And if we get a chance, we may throw a group heal or something here in a minute, but I don't think it's really currently a priority. I think we just work over this big fat ball of slime before it makes more big fat balls of slime, because that's the thing that it like to do, yo. There we go. 14 damage from Ghetto Hawkeye. How bleed resistant are you? Almost entirely. You have no protection, though, or minimum protection. Actually, 33% protection. Catherine Bishop taking a little shot. That's nothing we can't fix with a little group heal. Gives us side of the perfect opportunity and excuse to use a group heal, in fact. Although we're not going to get the chance, because Catherine Bishop is going to get some fucking payback. And I'd say shoot one into that guy's heart, but it's a big blob of slime. I don't think it even has a heart. Gravedigger? Shovel it up. I mean, really? Fuck it. This is actually a Gravedigger's job. I mean, literally, you are the perfect person for the job, because it is literally your entire job description. What is this? We're going to go dig through a grave? Yes. All right. I am going to take these portraits because we need them, and that abomination trinket is, by and large, completely pointlessly useless for us. I effectively traded 750 gold. If we had sold it, that's what we would have made. Not this fight again. I'm so sick of these guys and their speed rolls. It really is... They win every... How close are you to a freak out? Never mind, you're straight up freaking out right now. And you've become abusive, which is fantastic. So Mercedes Knight is... Okay, I mean, we cannot get rid of that affliction. We may not be able to beat the hags because of straight up stress, and that miss was fucking a titanic abomination. This guy's what, fucking unhittable suddenly? No, because Mercedes Knight can still destroy him. She's gonna, we may be in heart attack peril here. I'm real salty about the way this is going. Every single stress attack has been targeted at Mercedes Knight. In fact, almost every attack in the entire dungeon has been targeted at her. We are not getting any kind of relief.
Give them no quarter.
We may have to bail. I'm salty about it, but it may have to be done. We can't afford to take any more stress here. We're still gonna... Okay, so it's just gonna keep piling up. Rend the marked, rend the marked, rend the marked, rend the marked. I hate these fungus men. I straight up hate the Weald, actually. I'm beginning to think maybe I hate the Weald more than I hate the Cove. Because this combination of enemies, with their combination of stress attacks and just really high protection, produces a lot of situations where there's nothing you can do. Even if you're winning every combat and winning every fight, there's really nothing you can do to succeed at the overall mission. 5 more damage. We're going to eat so many rend the marks, it's not even funny. Holy crap, the enemy actually swung at someone who wasn't our main guy. Jean Grey and her power heals are really the only thing keeping us in this at all. Did we get a bleed, please? Thank you. The fungus men, my main objection to them is they have ridiculous amounts of protection, but they also are supremely resistant to, like, bleeds, blights, stuns, and all of that. There's really no way to bring them down. They're a fucking brick wall. They're even more of a brick wall than the guys in the Cove who are sort of designed to be brick walls. Why are you giving her stress? Is that necessary? Great. More stress for you and blight. We're in very definitive danger of hitting heart attack territory here. I'm not sure how much stress relief this team is going to ultimately have, but I'm pretty sure however much it is, it's not going to be enough. Well, we can cure your blight at least. Oh, wait, it's self-only, isn't it? Eh, it's self-only. So we have, I think, one person who can actually hit this front slot, and that person is, it's exclusively... We're not well situated to fight anything other than the hag. I had not considered the fact that we might run into this much trouble on the way to the fight. Not going to worry about this. We'll have Toxin Trickery heal that blight, and we can keep I mean, we can keep Mercedes and her bionic arm attached pretty much indefinitely. We'll just go ahead and cure that blight. Couldn't get any damage out of that anyway, so I mean, there was no better alternative. There's a critical for a little stress reduction, but we still came out of that at a negative loss. I'm beginning to get preemptively salty. Also, we haven't even gone 2 fucking full rooms yet. We've accumulated 200 stress, and we haven't even gone 2 full goddamn rooms. Just throwing that out there for general discussion. Not even 2 full rooms. Okay. Yeah, you know. And here comes the spitter attack. Clearly the deadliest, according to their kill total at any rate. These are the deadliest foes in Darkest Dungeon. There is nothing more deadly than these spiders. I think we go for a kill here.
Executed with impunity.
Probably, we actually straight up could have killed one of these other spiders, but wanted to go for the slam dunk. If we get a bleed there, that's also a kill. Of course, the spider resisted. There's our critical, but only 3 points. It's just that everything in here is causing so goddamn much stress. We get criticaled for 1 trillion damage, and it's like we don't even care. The damage is completely irrelevant. The damage is the utterly unimportant part of this, because Jean Grey has got damage on fucking lockdown. It is nice to see the enemies at least swinging someone other than Mercedes Knight for a change. That bionic arm of hers can only take so much damage. We're going to Toxin Trickery because we have no choice. We really got to switch Electra's skills to get her picked to the face. We need something that can hit the front rank beside... Yeah, we got to have to do that between fights. We need something else that can hit this front rank besides Mercedes Knight. Because we have another... Yeah, we have another entire Seeker who also can't hit the front rank. Fantastic. Now we get to go a whole nother round. Brilliant. I know you're hurt, but wow, huge critical heal and a little stress relief there for Jean Grey. Even when she's on offense, she's still healing. And healing a ton. You can't heal yourself, can you? Nope. I'll heal Jean Grey then. She does have the blight. Oh, she's a blighter, that Jean Grey. She's a blighter. She's got it. She's got it good. She's, you know, she's been engaging in some relatively promiscuous behavior. I don't want to call her out for having STDs and whatnot, but she's been sleeping with both Cyclops and Wolverine, and well, I mean, Wolverine's got the healing factor, so he doesn't care what kind of crud he gets up to. Wolverine doesn't give a single shit. That guy sleeps around a lot. Because for him, hey, it's all fun and games, no consequences. Jean Grey may as well drink that anti-venom. The Hellion Pendant is nice, but we're definitely not going to forego damage for that, and I'm definitely not foregoing 1,000 gold. Let's drink this and throw this on the ground and take those deeds, and the pendant can go straight to hell. This should be a damage buff or healing. Let's throw the healing water in here. Okay, good. 27 stress relief. Yeah, where were you an hour ago before we were abusive? Talk about your too little too late situation. Onward we go. Mercedes Knight is not going to be interacting with shit, by the way. There's no chance we get any more additional stress on her. I think we've already got the stress part of this completely covered. Here comes the tree branch smackdown. We did get to surprise, so we have a shot at killing the stress-causing unit before they get a chance to cause stress, and I completely forgot to change Electra's skills. Fortunately, she will still be able to hit the giant because he is in the front 2 locations. So we're going to use our surprise round to drop a mark on him. And we're just going to start straight up trying to pile bleeds on him, because he is hugely resistant to the blight, but the bleeds are something we can pull down. The problem with this guy is when he goes tree branch smackdown, if it connects, it can probably put any single one of our troopers immediately on death's door. Well, not quite, actually. Close, not quite all the way home. We're just going to have you move positions then. Oh, come on. Now is not the time for a freak out here. Where are the foes worthy of your rage? There's one standing right in front of you, Mercedes Knight. Who's the foe worthy of my rage? I mean, he's right there. He's literally right in front of you. All you got to do is swing. That was definitely not as much heal as we might have needed. Here comes another tree branch smackdown. Holy shit, pickles. That was a wallop. So we got a lot of stress there for somebody going on death's door. That's very bad. We're immediately patching that shit up. Catherine Bishop is going to go for the emergency heal, and now we're in, again, a bit of an untoward situation in that we're going to have to fall back. Whip a knife into that guy, if you would, please. It's time for a little payback, Electra. We have not gotten a bleed on this guy one time. We have hit him with 3 straight bleed attacks. Not a single one has connected. I think we got to get more healing out here. We may need to camp on the way to the hag. Normally, I don't like to camp until right before, but we're pretty badly outmatched right now. I mean, that's what happens when you roll with a hero for hire as your main damage dealer. You get what you paid for with the heroes for hire, and they work real cheap. 6 crests or 1 portrait is the decision we have to make here. I'm going to take the crests over the portrait. The gold would be nice, but no, it's going on the ground. We're going to torch, head into this room. And we still have a shocking... You've got to be shitting me. Another fucking fight? Every single room is maximum fight damage. What is up with this? We got no ground to cover here whatsoever. We're definitely killing her before she gets a chance to hit us with a stress attack. And I'm absolutely going for some suppression here to try and see if we can get these guys to miss. I'm beginning to think suppression in a late game is maybe not overall worthwhile. Simply because... Oh, this is bad. Yep. So Electra Nachios is back on Death's Door. Fantastic. She's also marked, which is additionally bad. We're going to go with the bonus dodge for you because we cannot afford to have you taking a hit here, Electra. It looks like we're going to get a chance to patch you up before it becomes a problem. But still, you have 6 health. We'd prefer you to not be getting hit again. The dodge did nothing, much like the goggles, and now we're completely dicked. Alright, more dodge for you then. We got to stack this. We have to make you unhittable while you're on Death's Door. Electra, alright, you got Mercedes here. Come on, you got to start fucking carrying your weight. Okay, could you not get hit a billion times? What is your dodge here? You have plus 30 dodge. And they're still connecting every single time. You haven't dodged once with plus 30 dodge. We're going to take huge damage from the aggregate blight here, too. Maybe the problem is we've just put together kind of a shitty team. I'm beginning to think that kind of a shitty team, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
And now the true test.
Every single time with plus 30 dodge, and she is still getting hit over and over and over. We'll Toxin Trickery again. There we go. What do we got? Plus 45 dodge now. It's not going to be enough to matter. Little bit of stress relief, which is much necessary and much appreciated. Once again, we'll fix the Death's Door. We're just... Okay, if this hit without her being marked, I was just going to be unspeakably salty. I'm already pretty goddamn salty. I'm getting a little ragged and raw. I'm feeling like a fresh bowl of Morton's here. And, yeah, you know what? More Toxin Trickery, please. And I forgot to switch skills, which I really didn't expect that we were going to have another goddamn fight this soon. I really didn't. This entire dungeon has been nothing but the same fight over and over and over and over in every single room. We've gone 4 rooms, and I think we've had 6 battles already. I hate this dungeon. I just hate the wield. This is one of the reasons why I would like to finish the hag. If only so that we don't ever have to come back to the wield ever again. I'm just so bored with it. These guys need to be tweaked a little. The fungal grabbers, it's not that they're difficult. I mean, they're a little dangerous, but it's not that they're exceptionally deadly. They're just fucking boring. They make every fight take 100 billion years. The only danger is to your sanity, and I'm not talking about the character's sanity, although that's been an issue here. I'm actually talking about the player's sanity, simply because you're going to go mad from boredom trying to fight your way through the 8 trillion goddamn rooms filled with these guys who take 1 trillion years to kill. And I know they're hugely resistant to damage. They have a high protection stat, but the problem is it's not like you can stack up enough blight or bleed. They're too resistant. I mean, they're almost immune to blight, and they're so bleed resistant that it doesn't do you any good to come in with a lot of bleed attacks. Honestly, I kind of feel like the bleed is one thing that there is not enough of. There just don't seem to be enough bleed attacks in the game, actually. It's hard to put together a team that's really bleed focused. You could go with, like, Houndmaster and Highwayman to get a lot of bleed that way, Houndmaster, Highwayman, and Hellion would produce a fairly bleed-heavy team. But while it is bleed-heavy, it's still not a lot of aggregate bleed. I mean, you can't stack bleed the way you can stack blight. It's just not possible. Big heal there from Jean Grey that turned out to be not quite so big. Another heal from Catherine Bishop because, again, we have one person who can hit this slot. I am immediately fixing this. Something's got to give here. What are we dropping in the ground? All right. Medicinal herbs. I don't think we're going to need extra food. Let's just grab the gold. The onyx can go straight to hell. Electra, please, why do you not have pick to the face? You don't even know pick to the face. Why is that the case? No pick to the face? How is that the case? Well, it would explain. All right. Okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing we can do about this. I'm going to go ahead and just burn this key on the heirloom chest. I need to free up some inventory space for money. We also got a bunch more deeds and crests, both of which we needed. So arguably at the current rate, we have 4 rooms to go, and we're going to have like 67 fights between here and the end of the dungeon. I'm not even going to truck the Eerie Spiderweb. If we still had some anti-venom, I'd take a shot at it, but we still have bandages? We do. I will use a bandage. Oh, never mind. I got those backwards. Bandages are for Eerie Spiderwebs, anti-venoms for Old Tree. I'm going to say to hell with it to both of them and see if just once we can get into a room. Oh my god, a room without a fight. What are the odds? I mean, 1 in 4. We still haven't come across the hallway without a fight, and now we have to fight this ghoul who has, by the way, ridiculous stress attacks. So if I see him salty, it's going to be because I'm salty. How bleed? That bleed resistant. Your protection is off the fucking charts, though.
Well struck.
Huge critical from Catherine Bishop for some good damage. And we could get a little damage out of Jean Grey as well as a heal. I mean, nobody else is really hurt, so we should have Jeannie. Comes the Skull Toss. That's a big stress attack. 14, minimal damage, but a huge stress attack and a bunch of stun, which is unfortunate. Whip a knife into this guy. Well, we're going to get some bleed out of him. He's just really piling the hate on Jean Grey, which is unfortunate because if she continues to be stunned, Jean Grey cannot heal herself. I think we go for the mark. More bleed, 9 damage. Give me more bleed. There we go. Stacking it up. Jean Grey is no longer stunned. That's what we needed. Electra with the knife to the heart. She got her own knife to the heart in the movie, and you know it was the box office reviews. That was the knife to the heart. The Swift Cloak is interesting. I would rather have. That's worth considerably more than that bandage. I'm gonna swap those out. We are gonna need to be able to turn a profit on this, even if we can't get to the hag, because I gotta say, oh, please don't touch the. Okay, yep, no, it's fine. Give yourself a bunch of stress, dusting the fucking filthy rotted corpse, Mercedes Knight. No, it's fine. I'm sure it won't end tragically. All right, we are gonna need to camp, and I think we probably camp in this room. There have been so many fights here. The fight density is, it's off the charts. We're definitely going to camp. We're definitely going to feast. We don't have anything that gets rid of abusive. That's going to be just undoable. Do we have something that gets rid of the mortality debuff? We got to have something that gets rid of mortality. Aha, yes. There we go. Nope, it actually gives you just a bunch of stress resist if you have a debuff. But it does prevent nighttime ambush, so all things considered, that's actually pretty useful. We can reduce your stress by 30 and everybody else gets 7. We do have only 1 religious person, I think, in this party. But we can't afford to give you 15 stress. You're already off the charts. Give everybody +2 speed. Nobody needs healed, so let's just encourage you. I'll get rid of 15. We do have ample supplies of encouragement. Let's not reject the gods. I mean, you're already abusive, so as long as you don't freak out and die from a stress attack, we should be okay. Battle Trance is useful. Pilfer produces a random supply item. Bonus scouting chance. Nobody needs healed. We have 6 time left. Let's night moves. Then we'll pilfer. Picked up a medicinal herb. Okay. And then I think we go with Battle Trance with our final 3. Wait, did you refuse your own buff? Abusive made her refuse her own goddamn camping ability. That's nice work. Which one? And then you're going to be okay. So just the resting is going to give people stress too. That's fantastic. Can you shut your fucking hole, Mercedes Knight? God, it's like I'm reading an issue of Heroes for Hire and you just won't shut up. Keep your mouth shut. You're making everybody else's life worse. Again, much like Heroes for Hire. All right, you guys got to do something about Mercedes Knight. You got to get her shit under control. You also got to bring back an absolute magnificent ton of gold because we're going to have to pay for a lot of stress relief here. And pack contains loot. We got an extra torch. A little extra gold. Another trap. Okay, that's fine. That's actually probably the one unit who could afford to take the stress hit from that. Catherine Bishop remaining surprisingly level-headed. Level-headed, I think, is what I was shooting for here. Let's, yeah, we can use this medicinal herb. So Pilfer came through big time for us there. That's a ton of extra food. Let's just eat it. Oh, you're fully healed and won't eat. All right, fine. Jean Grey, you eat it. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat it. He eats everything. Mikey'll hate it. He hates everything. And let me tell you, if Mikey will eat life cereal, by the way, that, yeah, that kid will literally eat anything. If he eats life cereal, the kid will eat anything. Also, life cereal, why was that your campaign? I mean, why are you denigrating your own product? I never understood that, to be like, life cereal is shit. I mean, only the kid who eats anything will eat life cereal. And even he doesn't look that happy about it. Mikey will eat it because he eats anything. Literally no one else is going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I'm leaving that carcass on the floor. We already have an abundance of food, more than we can theoretically even use. We max our light. Let's go try and kill the hag without everybody dying from stress. No heart attacks here, people, please. She's gonna throw... Okay, Jean Grey going into the pot is bad, but not the end of the world, because now we can really concentrate on piling damage on the hag. The hag has a terrible dodge and no protection. We should be able to really put some fucking hurt on her. We're looking at 4 or 5 rounds at those levels of damage. She's not going to last that long. Comes the meat tenderizer. We're not really worried about healing at all. I think we mark. Jean Grey is going to stew in the pot. Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate, but we'll have a couple chances to heal Jean when she comes out, even if she comes out at 0 HP. Which she may not, because she's not going to be in there that long. She's taking only 3 damage a turn here. And we're going to be dishing shit out to the hag. This team should be good for what we built it for, and our focus when we built it was killing the hag. We made it, stacked it so that it could really do a lot of damage to position 4, and now that's paying dividends, because the hag is getting wailed on. Jean Grey has also seen better days, but big old damage from Kathy B. Ghetto Hawkeye delivers. Yeah, Jean, your flesh, it burns. Of course it burns. You're the Phoenix, Jean Grey. The Phoenix Force is escaping you. It's not the first time this has happened. At this point, you should sort of be comfortable with it. I'm not hitting the pot. I'm going to hit the girl in the pot. Or at least the one stewing the pot. Jean Grey is at death's door. She should get spit out. Yeah, okay. Are we going to get a chance to heal her? Well, nope. The hag is throwing Electra into the pot. That's fine. Go in there and stew. We will go ahead and patch up Jean Grey. It does make us give up Catherine Bishop's damage, but ultimately it shouldn't matter. Mercedes Knight takes a stress attack. Actually, that's the first stress attack the hag has thrown. I'm kind of surprised. A little debuff as well. Shouldn't really matter much. 13 damage if we get the bleed, which we did. The hag has 5 hit points left. All we have to do is hit her with pretty much literally anything. Unfortunately, we cannot do that because I only have Hand of Light. So we're going to have to switch positions and trust either Kathy B or... Somebody's getting meat tenderized. It's fine. The aggregate damage from that is minimal at best. There we go. Oh, come on. You got to be shitting me. Here comes Electra out of the pot. All right. Well, we've had plenty of people real good and stewed, but the bleed still got the job done despite the dodge. This is our reward, then. A Gambler's Chart and a Bleed Charm. Shit, I basically don't even want to haul out of the dungeon. Alright, we're going to eat some food to get ourselves off death's door. Do we want to continue exploring around here? I think the answer is hell's no. Everybody is way too freaked out. We might as well take these charms because they are worth money, so... Drink some holy water. Here, and drink some holy water. There you go. And we'll take all of that, and we're done. That's it. I'm out of this dungeon. It's also taken a billion fucking years anyway. I hate the wield so much. It's not dangerous, it's just boring. It's like the spokes card. If you got a postcard from the Weald, that's what the postcard would say. It would say, welcome to the Weald. It's not dangerous, it's just boring. Probably the Weald Tourism Board needs to rethink their slogan writing stratagem, if that's actually their slogan. It's not dangerous, it's just bored. Unless they're catering specifically like to the 85 plus crowd. They'll be like, you know, unlike a lot of places you might go at your age, this one, not dangerous, it's just boring. And honestly, you're probably looking for that. Oh, great. Electra Nachios got Compulsive, which placed Dispomania. That's fantastic. Compulsive is probably my most hated quirk. Early Riser, +2 speed. If the okay, that's actually pretty good since we're rolling exclusively highlight. And Catherine Bishop now has Syphilis, which is absolutely going to have to be cured. Mercedes Knight, despite her abusive ass, did make it to maximum resolve rank, so she is our first champion. Who'd have thought? And you may hear some dramatic peals of thunder in the background right there. That crack, that sounded a lot like my Twitch follower notification sound, but was in fact a legitimate storm. So the hag is down. We're making good progress. The inchoate flesh is still not available to us. Is that the only level 1 thing we have not defeated? It is. We have exactly one level 1 monster left, and it is the inchoate flesh. So we're gonna have to make that our focus. Jericho Drum, Brother Voodoo, recovering 65 stress. Swamp Thing, also recovering 65 stress. Silver Sable Meditated, 56 stress. Dick Grayson is no longer lethargic or has the fits. That's nice. Electronachios making Master Grave Robber. Okay, so everybody made it to level 4 who went on the mission at a minimum, and we had one person promoted to level 5, which means Mercedes Action is effectively out of action for the foreseeable future. We can't afford to let her stress go down. Well, if she didn't have, like, abusive, we could afford to let her stress go down naturally. Because it's going to be a while before we have enough other rank 5 troopers to sort of go keep her company. Unfortunately, can't do that. Intense craving for alcohol, and you know what? Alcohol is relatively cheap, so she should get massive stress relief from drinking. So, of course... God damn it, Caretaker. Fucking prick. That jerk is always... He's like the opposite of MasterCard or Visa. He's everywhere you never want him to be. And I just increased gambling to put Mercedes Knight in there, and she's a no cheat and can't gamble. Fantastic. I'm making good decisions right now. Alright, what's the cheapest thing we can do? Alright, you're gonna go meditate then. Because we don't care how much stress relief Mercedes Knight gets. She'll get a bunch of stress relief just from inactivity. Again, it's gonna be a while before anybody can keep her company. Jean Grey and Catherine Bishop both have diseases that now need to be cured. We're not going to cure the rabies. We'd like to hang on to those. Jean Grey has the creeping cough, which honestly, I mean, barely warranted repair. We're going to have to do stress relief for those two as well. And after paying for the stress relief and the upgrades, with the loot that we hauled out of that dungeon, we basically broke even. Despite the fact that we killed a level 2 boss. We basically only broke even. And Electronachios, you have got to go learn Pick to the Face. It's an absolute must-have. You must have Pick to the Face. So, there you go. And in fact, not only are you going to must-have Pick to the Face, you're going to equip Pick to the Face as well. This way, I don't accidentally make the same mistake I made on this mission again. Mortimer, why were you even on a team? We actually also need to get you a name. But before we do that, I'm going to wrap this one up because this one is long as shit and I've had my fill of the Weald. Again, the Weald Tourism Board reminding you, the Weald, not dangerous, just boring. Come to the Weald for your family vacation that everyone will be glad to forget. If you enjoyed the episode, thanks very much for watching. Of course, I appreciate it. Drop a like down in the comment section if you'd like to see more. Consider subscribing as well. Posting episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, thanks for watching. See you again soon.